This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, welcome to the AWS training program. Today's topic is about RDS, that is Relational Database Service from AWS, and DynamoDB. DynamoDB is not a relational database, that's a NoSQL type of database. So SQL type and non-SQL type, both we will be talking about in today's class. So let's start with the agenda. The agenda for today's class is overview to RDS service, launching a RDS instance. There are many flavors available. We can do with MySQL. Multi-AZ for RDS instances. AZ means availability zones. RDS Read Replicas. Overview of DynamoDB. Create table in DynamoDB. Add item in DynamoDB table. Read consistency and read and write capacity. These are the different topics related to RDS and DynamoDB, which we will be exploring in more details. So let's start with overview of RDS. So if I talk about few years back, all the application, whether it's a reporting application or it's a you can say web application or data warehousing, almost all the applications are linked with any of the database, relational database, right? That can be Oracle, that can be Microsoft SQL Server, or that can be MySQL, right? So all these database servers were installed on on-premise servers. Now what AWS is offering, that instead of maintaining those server by yourself, because you have to take care of the scalability, you have to take care of the storage, you have to take care of the upgrades, you have to take care of the high availability patches, many more things are there, right? So if you want to get rid of all those maintenance related stuff, you can migrate your stuff to AWS. And the best part is your database type will be remain same. That means your application level changes are not required. Just like your application was interacting with MySQL, which was set up on premise, now your application will interact with MySQL, but this time it is set up on AWS. Nothing else will change. So RDS is a managed relational database service for MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, or SQL Server, or many more. You can choose from different type of databases. This is relational category. Apart from that, there are other type of databases as well, like key value pair. You can store the documents as well. There are in-memory data store as well, graph type as well. So RDS is giving you the flexibility to choose from a variety of databases as per your application's need, and it's very easy to quickly set up your database. As far as maintenance tasks are concerned, AWS continuously monitors your cluster to keep your workload running with automated scaling. That means on a particular day, you are having a some sale, right? And you are expecting that the traffic, the request will be like 10 times more. In that case, you don't need to worry because RDS is completely scalable. It can scale it as and when required. But on the other side, if you're going with your own premise SQL server, right? And if you're expecting 10 times traffic, definitely your server won't be able to handle that until or unless you are providing extra capacity, extra storage, or multiple servers and all that stuff. But here with RDS, you don't have to do all this thing. You can focus on application development. And it also provides high availability, reliability, security, all this thing. So basically, whenever we talk about any AWS service, right? Yesterday, we talked about other type of services like Athena, Redshift. Previously, we talked about EC2, Lambda. So all these features are available for all the services, like high availability, reliability, security. All these things are taken care by AWS. That's the ultimate purpose, that companies are migrating their own premise application to the cloud so that they can concentrate more on application development, more on business logic, more on analytics, and less on infra management and maintenance. So this is very basic overview. Let's move ahead and let's see what type of RDS databases are available with Amazon, right? So you can see that we have MariaDB, we have Amazon Aurora. That is, you can say, specific to Amazon. I mean, this is not a third party. It is their own product. Apart from that, Oracle is there, Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, MySQL, all these things are also available. That means if your application is using a particular DB, suppose Oracle, then you don't have to change that. You can set up Oracle directly on AWS. So your application level changes are not required. Now, how to create a RDS? Let's talk about creation. So you will go to the AWS console and you can search for RDS and you will find this one. You can see that there will be an option like standard create or easy create. If you are going with standard create, as you can read this one, you set all the configuration options, including availability, security, backup, maintenance, everything. You have to decide by yourself. You want the availability in two subnets or three subnets, what type of security you need. Do you want to enable the encryption? Do you want to take the daily backup? Do you want to take the weekly backup? And what is the maintenance window? What is your preferred time where you want to apply the patches and upgrades to your DB? That's one way. If you want to go with easy create, in that case, AWS will automatically put all these things. Whatever are the best practices for availability, best practices for security, backup, it will set up. And you can change it later. You see this one, use recommended best practice configuration. Some configuration option can be changed after database is created. So if you want to do it quickly, you see, simply go with easy create. And later on, as per your need, you can, if you want to change something, suppose you said, okay, as per the easy create, they enabled the encryption, but I don't need it. You can change it. After that, from the list of available databases, you can select one. Amazon Aurora is completely from Amazon side. It is quite new. So in case you are setting up a new application, you can try this one. But in case you are already having one application which is already using some RDBMS, right? In that case, you can choose that. I'm going with MySQL. So you can select MySQL and then go to the next section. You can see that DB instance size. Is it a production level server you need? Then this would be the configuration. db.r6g.x large. So every instance, whether it is a compute instance, EC2 or anything, right? It has a type. The type decides how much is the storage, how much is the memory, how much is the CPU utilization, and all that stuff. So you see this one, 32 GB of RAM, 4 virtual CPUs, 500 GB of storage, and the charges also you can notice 1.2 USD per hour. That means if you will keep on running 24/7, you can calculate your charges accordingly. Another one is development or testing purpose. It's little less configured. You can 2 CPU, 16 GB RAM, 100 GB, and the charges are also less. And then you can see the next one, free tier, db.t3.micro, 2 virtual CPU, 1 GB of RAM, 20 GB of hard drive, and some charges are also there, 0.030 USD per hour. Okay, so what you do is you create one RDS instance